Hey YouTube, and welcome to my channel. My name is Geneva. Thank you so much for being here. In today's video, we are going to discuss all things global entry. So if you've been thinking about applying for it, or if you want to just know what it is, how do you apply for it, what's the interview process look like, what are the requirements, and how quickly can you get this thing back, then please continue to watch this video as I hope to address all of those questions. So the first question is, what is global entry and do you need it? Global entry is a U.S. Customs and Border Protection program. It allows expedited clearance for pre-approved low-risk travelers upon arrival in the United States. Members enter the United States by accessing the global entry processing technology at selected airports. Essentially, this program is designed for low-risk travelers who want to avoid long lines and screening processes, and you want to be able to travel and enter the United States or different countries that participate pretty easily. With this program, you do have to go through a background check, you have to complete an application, and you do have to pay the fee. Once you've paid the fee and you've been conditionally approved, then you'll go in person for your interview, you will answer questions, and after you've gone through all the necessary steps, you'll receive something called your known traveler number. It's a set of digits that is assigned specifically to you when you are booking your travel. You will use these set of numbers so that way you're able to enter TSA pre-check the lines, but you have to ensure that as you're traveling, these are the numbers that you will use throughout the duration of your global entry approval. So the next question, is it right for you? If you travel at least once internationally a year, then I would say that global entry is right for you. Or if you travel more frequently, then it would probably definitely be for you as well, because of course, this is aligned with going through customs. So you go through customs when you're traveling internationally. So if that's something that you're considering, it would work for you. Also, if you are someone who does not currently have TSA pre-check, I would also say that this would be a great program for you, because with global entry, you receive TSA pre-check. So TSA pre-check on its own, the security screening that you go through, I believe at the time of this film, it's roughly $80. For $20 additional, you can get global entry, which has TSA pre-check and global entry together. So it seemed like the perfect fit. And that is why I decided to get it now. Also, after traveling international for plenty of years, I have noticed, sorry, I'm still getting over a cold, so I apologize for that. But I have noticed over the years that the custom lines have been getting longer and longer, and security screenings are getting longer and longer. So just as I'm getting older, I wanted another added benefit, another extra perk or cushion when I'm traveling to just be able to go through security, and also when I'm back home being able to get through customs fairly quickly. So I thought that global entry would be a really good benefit for me. And in case you're wondering about the price, even though I did just mention the breakdown between the TSA pre-check and global entry, I do want to have a little section here where I tell you exactly the price of global entry, and that is $100. It is non-refundable. So therefore, if you do go through the entire process and maybe you are denied entry into the program for whatever reason, you will not receive that money back. But there is a way to get it for free. If you are an Amex card holder, and some other travel cards have the benefits of reimbursing you for that $100 fee. I did take advantage of that. So when you use your card and you apply for the actual program, your credit card company will add that credit to your account. So it's like you never even paid for it to begin with. So because of all those perks, I think it's definitely a great route to go if you are considering international travel. Now we know what it is. We know whether or not it is right for us. We have weighed the pros and cons between TSA pre-check and global entry. The next thing that we need to do is to apply. And so to apply for the program, you are going to go to cbp.gov. That is customborderprotection.gov. So it's just cbp.gov. In order to apply for it, you are going to create an account. It is called a Trusted Traveler Program account, and that is how you will be able to complete your application. All right, so next up, let's go to what's on the application. So what's on the application? First, after you get to the website and you click to begin the application, it's a pretty streamlined and straightforward process. You will need to know that this is going to entail all of your information for the past 5 years. So before you even begin the application, I would just get your pen and paper, get all your documents together so that way you are ready to rock and roll. You will need your passport, you will need your driver's license, and you will also need your employment history. So where you worked at, how long you worked there, the address, all of that information. You will need to know all of your past travel for the past 5 years. So every country that you have been to, be sure to have that written down so that way you don't miss any location that you happen to travel to, because it's very important that your application is 100% complete, because otherwise you could get denied if you are not 100% truthful on your application. It is also going to look at your criminal history, so you'll need to provide all of that and your address in case you have moved back and forth across the country or wherever you may be at. You will need all of that information when you are applying. So all of those questions will be included on there. If you are a stay-at-home mom and you don't have an employment history, don't worry about it. There is a drop-down menu that asks your employment status, and you can say stay-at-home parent. And that way, if you don't have anything in the past 5 years, your application will probably be processed pretty quickly, as was the case for me. Next up, after you've completed your application, now it is you are waiting for your conditional approval. It is just waiting time. So now let's talk about what that might look like. Okay, so now we're going to get into application wait time. So now you submitted your application and you're wondering, when are you going to be conditionally approved? This, honestly, probably the answer you don't want to hear. It varies. It varies based on so many factors, your specific background, making sure everything was complete in your application. But if you have a pretty straightforward application and nothing crazy out there, then on the Global Entry website, it does say that processing time is taking between 4 to 6 months. However, I can let you guys know, as of March 2024, it took me 1 week to get my conditional approval. So yeah, I completed the information, I submitted it, and my stuff was fairly easy. I've lived in the same home for the past 5 years. I knew exactly all the places I traveled from. There was nothing crazy. So it took 1 week to get conditionally approved. You will get email notification, and when you log on to the website, it will show that you have conditional approval. From there, what are you going to do? You are then going to schedule your in-person interview. So let's talk about that. So once you get the green light that you've been conditionally approved, you're going to be so happy, so overjoyed and elated, because you're just one step closer to getting your Global Entry card. The next thing to do is to schedule your interview, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some clips from what the screen looks like. So let's go ahead and cue that up. This is what your application will look like, and what I am just covering with my finger is my actual application ID number, but you'll see that it'll show what program you've been selected for, that you've completed the application, paid your fee, and what your status is, and mine says conditionally approved. Then once you're approved, it'll give you a spot to go ahead and book your interview. Mine is already booked, so it gives me the option to either reschedule or to cancel the interview. So this is what the screen looks like when you're ready to choose your appointment location. You can decide if you want to sort it by regionally or if you want to see it alphabetically. And so it'll have all the locations listed here. And let's see, I'm in District of Columbia. It's also close to me, so I'm going to come over here. And when you click on that location, it'll show you when the next available appointment is, and then you can select whether or not you want to choose this location. So as you saw, there are a bunch of different locations, and depending on where you're located at, you will be able to find a location that has spots that are fairly quickly available, or some that might be a couple of months out. It really will depend on where you're at. I read online in a bunch of Reddit threads and everything, trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to do to make sure that I can get my appointment fairly quickly? And there were some sites where you could pay for a scheduler. I personally do not recommend that. What I do recommend is every Monday, if you're pressed for this, if you're not pressed, then whenever the next available location is available for you, you'll sign up for that. But if you want to have yours fairly quickly, then I would recommend every Monday more slots open up. So I had an interview scheduled and something came up in my schedule and I needed to reschedule. And every Monday I was checking just to see which dates were going to work out for me. And I was able to get an appointment quicker than my original appointment. Also, because I'm located in Northern Virginia, I had the option of 3 different locations. I had the one in DC, I had the one in Dulles, and also there's a location in Richmond. So I had 3 different locations to play off of in order to give myself a better opportunity to be seen and be interviewed. I decided to go with the one that was in DC because they had the date and the time that worked the best for my schedule. And this next little part is going to be very DC specific, but I want to help somebody if you're looking and you are going to DC, you don't want to get lost. So if you are going to the DC location and you put the address into your GPS, it's going to bring you to this building. You will see there's a place where you can go down or you can go around the building. Stop and see the guard and go down. You want to go to that parking. The parking, there is a fee. It was $14 and I was in and out of there in less than 30 minutes, but it was worth it. The guard was so helpful. He let me know that once you go down, you're going to look for the green signs. When you see those green signs, that is the area that you want to park in. And then you're going to take the elevator up to the general floor. Once you get out, make a left off the elevator, make a left, continue going straight. You're going to pass security and looks like a main entrance. Continue straight, and then you will see the global entry area on your left-hand side. So very niche right there, but I hope that that information helps somebody because I was so flustered. Next up, so now you're at the interview. What do you bring with you and what does it look like? I actually just came back from there today, so let's go ahead and get into it. What I brought with me, I brought my passport, I brought my driver's license, I brought a utility bill, I bought my social security card, I bought my birth certificate, I brought everything. Did I need all those documents? No, I didn't. But all they asked me for was for my driver's license and my passport. And once they verified that, you enter in, you're going to see somebody and they're going to ask you questions. And if your process was similar to mine and it was very streamlined and you didn't have a lot of things that were crazy or anything as you've been traveling over the years, then your interview will probably go fairly quickly, as did mine. So they want to verify that you are who you say you are. You verify your employment, your address, all of that information that you provided on your actual application. They want to see you in person. And once all of that is complete, they are going to take your picture. So be camera ready. And after they take your picture, you will be fingerprinted. And after that, you're all done. You will receive a little booklet. So it looks just like this. And it just says Global Entry, Trusted Traveler Network Information Guide. And in here, I'm not going to turn to mine, but there is a little spot that has your known traveler number. So that's listed on there. And then from here, you will receive your approval. And it will take about 2 to 4 weeks for your actual card to come into the mail. But by the time I left the facility and I got home, so about an hour later, I had received an email stating, hey, everything has been approved. You're good to go. Here's also your known traveler number. And that way you already have that number when you're ready to book your upcoming travel and just to wait for my card that was coming in the mail. So I'm currently waiting for that to arrive. So with that, today's video is concluded. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any tips or tricks about applying for global entry, if you're at a major hub and it's very busy, please leave comments down below so that way others can figure out tips that will help them when they are applying. And if I can help you in any way, please leave a comment down below and I will be more than glad to respond back to you and let you know how my experience was. But it was pretty smooth sailing, and I'm definitely glad that I did it. I'm going to be using it in the next couple of months because I have some travel coming up, and I think that is it. Thank you so much for taking this time out for Travel Time with Geneva and watching this video. And if you are here to the end, I am Geneva. I provide lifestyle content, so sometimes you're going to see fashion, travel, beauty, all that kind of great stuff. And if it's something that you vibe with, then please consider subscribing to my channel. Give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, and come back often. I will see you guys next week in another video. Thank you so much. Have a great day and happy travels.